All right. Well, the Oscars is an illiberal joke. You know this, but this year it was even a bigger joke, and we're going to go over why. It highlights just how stupid Hollywood is, starting with the in memoriam segment that they always do. You know, they do this sort of sad video montage of all the actors and people in the industry who've died over the past year. And they started it out with Russian politician Alexei Navalny, because his movie won an Oscar last year, plus a quote from him. Now, this would be hilarious if it weren't so tragically ignorant, because everyone in that room, if they knew Navalny's politics, would hate him, because he was on the right. He was not aligned with Oscar winners and actresses. He was decidedly not pro-immigration. He aligned himself with Nazi supporters. Yet they cheer him like a media hero, because the media wants to present him as one, just because he's the opposite of President Putin, which makes Hollywood an extension of the deep state and the Biden administration. Is that shocking? No, it's not shocking, but it's kind of hilarious. If you know anything about Navalny's politics, and that you see this room full of like shellacked wealthy actors applauding him, it literally is hilarious.
Yeah, CIA asset. Okay, known CIA asset,
yes.
And marched with Nazis and openly supported Nazis. Right.
Yes.
Openly supported Nazis. Also talked about Muslims as cockroaches.
Yes.
Right. So, like, if they knew anything about the guy and they knew that he was phony and corrupt and a CIA asset and pro-Nazi, do you think that they would be cheering? Maybe like Trudeau in Parliament?
They're just literally too stupid. And so we are not stupid. We think it's funny to watch ignorant people applauding Alexei Navalny. Okay, another moment I don't think they realized is the celebration of a movie called The Holdovers. This movie is, in my opinion, one of the best anti-war films that I've seen in a long time. Clayton and I really enjoyed it over the Christmas holidays. And the woman here who won an Oscar for her role as a grieving mother whose only son was killed in a pointless war in Vietnam, did they realize that they're applauding an anti-war movie about a pointless war, yet they're shilling for the Democrats, which want exactly this, to continue pointless wars in Israel and Ukraine? Not that Republicans are any better. I mean, they're not actually picking up the anti-war torch, right? They could. Why aren't they? But in the same weekend that this woman won an Oscar for playing a grieving mother of a dead soldier, another man was arrested for protesting President Biden's speech because his son actually did die in a pointless war. It's not fiction, like that movie. This is a man whose son was a Marine killed in a Kabul airport suicide bombing and the botched withdrawal from Afghanistan. He yelled "Abbey Gate" and "Marines" while the president was speaking, and that got him arrested and charged with a misdemeanor for disrupting the speech. So look at these two things happening in society. The fictional character that lost her son gets an Oscar, right? That character is celebrated. The real thing gets an arrest. Do we only care about grieving families of fallen soldiers if they're fictional? The Oscars did, though, have an anti-establishment, anti-war moment, though. Jonathan Glazer said this when accepting an Oscar for The Zone of Interest, an international film. He got applause when he said, "Right now we stand here as men who refute their Jewishness and the Holocaust being hijacked by an occupation which has led to conflict for so many innocent people, whether the victims of October 7th in Israel or the ongoing attack in Gaza." Now, he said this to a room of Hollywood Zionists, which means that he may soon could be Michael Jackson, if you know what I mean. Did they know what he was saying? Were they like, oh, but wait, no, we like, I don't know.
They're all drunk. Do they even know what they're applauding?
I mean, they literally applauded an assault on stage, right?
Right. They're like,
With Will Smith.
Yeah, Will Smith just punched a guy.
It's okay. It's okay. Like,
was that part of a comedy routine? They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. Okay. And if you don't know what that means, what they're saying, hijacking the Holocaust by Zionist Israel government to paint themselves as the perpetual victims as they attack civilians. Do you think that's what people there realized they were applauding? Probably not, given that they were applauding Alexei Navalny. So let's move on. Host Jimmy Kimmel took a cheap shot at Republican Katie Britt for her Republican rebuttal to the State of the Union, he compared her to Emma Stone's character in Poor Things. In this role she was nominated for, where she has the brain of a baby in an adult body. And he said that that character was like Katie Britt at her State of the Union brainless rebuttal, which, okay, is a fine opinion to make, but at the Oscars, it's an unforced error, I think, because it's a not subtle signal that everyone at the Oscars is expected to be a Democrat or else. And because Democrats call their tribal call is diversity, this year was the first time that the Oscars actually had diversity rules in place. So your movie cannot be included in the Oscars until it is graded on this inclusivity scale. And they have special graders. So like you make a movie, you think you've told a great story about somebody, and then you have to submit who worked on that. Did you have any homosexuals that were maybe key grips? Did you have any transgender hairdressers? Did you have any? Here, let's go through just quickly the categories. Like, you get extra points and an A grading if you have at least one actor or supporting actor that's Asian, Hispanic, Black, Native Hawaiian, whatever. And then how that your cast breaks down, you get extra points for that. It's literally a point system.
So a general ensemble cast, like if you've got LGBTQ plus, you get like extra points.
Yeah, you're going to get A's, right? And so if you are working with only, I mean, you're talking about whose stories get to be told here, right? So if you're a white, straight man, your story should not be told. And if it is, you better have some people of color and some rainbow people around you to put that story on, or else you're not even going to get considered.
Or if you're a straight white male man who creates a bomb that destroys the earth, like in Oppenheimer, because Oppenheimer like walked away with all the awards. So maybe that's the only way in which you could be like a white man whose story is told if you foment massive amounts of war and destruction.
Well, that's why critics of these rules are saying they don't really work, because look, Oppenheimer still won everything. Barbie was at the top of everything, like center of the gaze, right? But you can still say, yeah, but the cook on the craft line is, you know, a non-binary Latina or whatever. So we get the points. Or you could say the hairdressers, you know, are all gay men, or transgender gay men, whatever, right? Let's look at you also get points, the next one, for people in your creative leadership and department heads. So, you know, producers, that kind of thing, general ensemble. The next one talks about how, yes, hairdressers count, you know, people who are working in post-production, people who maybe interns on the job. And then the last one talks about like even your marketing team. So people who work in the marketing, publicity, and distribution of the film. If you've got some LGBTQ plus in there, you know,
and by the way,
people with physical disabilities.
Just to be clear, when I'm talking about Oppenheimer, I'm talking about Cillian Murphy, who played him in the movie as the cast. He's Irish. He's a white Irish guy. Just to be clear, people are like, you know, some people are saying Oppenheimer's not. Anyway, I'm not talking about him, Oppenheimer. I'm talking about Cillian Murphy, the actor. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I didn't catch that.
But people
I don't understand it, and I don't care about that. But right. Okay,
just want to be clear.
They do, so thanks for working with them on that. Okay. Again, so stories made by white men or about white men are out. And if you're a white man, I guess Brokeback Mountain would count because that's about white men, but they're gay. So you still would get all the points.
You get all the awards.
Powder would still work, I think.
I don't know.
Powder.
So anyway.
I guess in modern Hollywood, like Brokeback Mountain would just get even more awards. It'd be on the front page of every magazine.
I don't think so, because they're white.
Because they were two straight actors.
Oh, that's right. Well, okay. Man, this is why we can't have good things anymore in Hollywood.
They're white and they're Midwestern.
Yeah.
Two things that Hollywood hates. And yeah, they were played by straight actors. And, you know.
And they're cowboys.
Also, because they're homosexuals, that's anti-trans. So you may not, Brokeback may be out. I think.
Yeah.
But
Well, now that we
I think
analyze
there's
it,
a technicality there because I think they were actually straight guys in the movie. They just fell in love. So maybe, I don't know.
I
Maybe
think
we're gonna look
one
deep into
character.
this, but
yeah, I know
Okay.
we're going down a rabbit hole of that, but okay.
Okay, yeah, we won't do that. Well, here's what they did to one white man. They kind of degraded him, or you decide how you feel about John Cena standing there naked for inexplicable reasons. I watched the piece and still didn't quite understand it. Some people are saying that this is some kind of Hollywood initiation ritual. You wanna
Illuminati, yeah, an Illuminati humiliation ritual, which, you know, ask Chat GPT whether or not Illuminati it's hard to say. Illuminati humiliation rituals are real, and of course, you know, AI will say no, there's no evidence that they're real. It's a conspiracy theory that you would have, that a group of powerful people would humiliate you in front of millions of people around the world. As a white alpha male who they make dress up in dresses on a regular basis, they make him walk out there naked and put a card in front of his.
What are some other
Privates.
examples that we might have seen of this initiation ritual? Like, did Oprah not have to do it because she's black? She got in,
I don't know what.
according to these theories.
A lot of people saying it. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm off the top of my head. Can you guys think of any other big humiliation rituals that we've seen, like on TV, like this, in this kind of a way? I mean, with the Will Smith thing, no.
Maybe that was purposeful. I don't know. Okay.
Let us know in the chat.
All right, those are the theories. We know nothing about it, so tell us if you want to, but we're not disseminating the information. And finally, Elon Musk, he put it this way in summarizing the Oscar: winning an Oscar now just means you won the woke contest. So, yeah, was there any redeeming value of the Oscars? Now, even my mother, who loves Oscar parties, she likes to, you know, dress as the characters and everything. But my mom is very fundamentalist Christian, and she feels like, lately she said to me, I feel like going to watch these Oscar movies, it's just very confusing. It must be confusing to be a child because they have so many illiberal agendas. And even my mom, who loves the Oscars and Oscar movies, feels like this all feels like Sodom and Gomorrah. Like, she can't take it. You know,
Yeah.
That's how they've sort of lost her. And she was an avid fan of the Oscars. So let me know if you would even be bothered by this. They haven't publicized the ratings yet, so I'm curious who cared.
I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. You know, YouTube thinks that you'll actually like this next video right here. It's personalized based on your own viewing habits. So if you watch the video, please leave a comment. Let us know what you think about it. And we will see you next time, everyone.